Okay, students, we are in discussion with problems on finding possible points of discontinuity or continuity of given function. We add some more to that list. Next question. Find all the points of discontinuity. Find all the points of discontinuity of the function. So this is perhaps 36th class of our topic differentiation, including continuity. So find all the points of discontinuity of the function f of x equal to, defined by two values. First value x to the power of 10 minus 1. Second value x square. First one if x less than or equal to 1. Later one if x greater than 1. Question is that already explained in possible better manner. Question is not to discuss continuity at specified point. Question is that to get all the possible points of discontinuity. That means for x less than or equal to 1, function may become continuous, discontinuous. For x greater than 1, function may become continuous, discontinuous. But for that you not able to take all the values of x, because there are infinite number of values of x. That's why we shall apply already discussed problem. Method means we discuss in generalization manner. Right, solution. When x less than 1. So whenever x is less than 1, function is defined by x to the power of 10 minus 1. Here f of x equal to x to the power of 10 minus 1. But what it is? It is an 10th degree algebraic polynomial. And we know that every algebraic polynomial is always continuous. Since fx is algebraic polynomial, so it is continuous. So it is continuous. In fact, it is continuous for all x less than 1. For all x less than 1. Means 0.999, 0.9, 0.8, 0.7 till up to minus infinity. Excluding that, function is continuous. Next, when x greater than 1. When x is greater than 1, in this case fx is defined by x square. Here f of x equal to x square. But once again, what is x square? It is also being a polynomial. In fact, algebraic polynomial of degree 2. However, it is also a continuous. Since fx is algebraic polynomial. Since fx is algebraic polynomial, so it is continuous. For x greater than 1. Now for x less than 1, continuous. For x greater than 1, continuous. The left is at x equal to 1. Next, at x equal to 1, f of 1 equals to means f of a equals to, here x equal to 1 satisfies us, put x value as 1. What it becomes is that 1 to the power of 10 minus 1. However, 1 to the power of 10 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. That is f of 1. Let's find left hand limit. Left hand limit is defined by limit extending to 1 minus f of x. 1 minus means less than 1. When x less than 1, function value is x to the power of 10 minus 1. So it is limit extending to 1, x to the power of 10 minus 1. Replace x by 1. On replacing x by 1, 1 power 10 minus 1, 1 power 10, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. This is left hand limit. Now we also find the right hand limit. Right hand limit RHL equals to limit extending to 1 plus f of x. That is limit extending to 1. 1 plus means more than 1. When x is more than 1, function value is x square. Replace x by 1, 1 square, that is 1. Very clearly, left hand limit not equals to right hand limit. As LHL not equal to RHL, though LHL equal to f of 1 but not equal to RHL, hence function is discontinuous at x equal to 1. Since left hand limit not equal to right hand limit, therefore fx is discontinuous. At x equal to 1. So by this problem analyzation, what we got is that for x less than 1 continuous, for x greater than 1 continuous, only for x equal to 1 discontinuous. Hence for this function there is only one point of discontinuity. That point of discontinuity is x equal to 1. And lastly, therefore the possible point of discontinuity is x equal to 1. But remaining are point of continuity. Means if we want to get set of all points of continuity for this function, set of all points of continuity are given by set of all real numbers except a single element 1. Means r minus single element 1. That is a set of all elements for continuity of this given function. That means when you draw geometrically up to x less than 1, graph as, so in no break, no gap. For x greater than 1, graph of the function, no break, no gap. Only at x equal to 1, there will be a gap or break. So that will be the possible point of discontinuity. Next problem. Find all the points of discontinuity of the function. Find all the points of discontinuity of the function. F of x equal to sin x divided by x. Second value x plus 1. sin x divided by x if x less than 0, x plus 1 if x greater than or equal to 0. Next, write solution. We shall analyze for x negative, for x positive and at x equal to 0, the possibility of point of discontinuities when x less than 0. Here fx equal to sin x divided by x. And already we know that sin x is continuous function, x is also continuous function because x is an algebraic polynomial. Sin x is continuous, x is continuous. Already we have seen by means of important note. By means of actually unproved theorem. Theorem says that division of two continuous functions is again a continuous function. Sin x is continuous, x is continuous. Obviously sin x divided by x is also continuous for x less than 0. Alright, since sin x is continuous and x is also continuous, therefore we know that division of two, in fact sum, difference, product, quotient of two continuous functions is again a continuous function. In fact, we have a quotient of two continuous functions, result is again a continuous function. Therefore, sin x divided by x is continuous for x less than 0. Because the fact is that fx divided by gx is always a continuous function whenever both fx and gx are themselves continuous functions. Next, when x greater than 0, in this case fx equal to x plus 1. But what is x plus 1? It is an algebraic polynomial since fx is algebraic polynomial. Therefore, it is continuous. It is means function continuous for x greater than 1. For x greater than 0. For x less than 0, continuous. For x greater than 0, continuous. Left is only at x equal to 0. Let us see at x equal to 0 whether this function is continuous or discontinuous. At x equal to 0. Now f of 0 means f of 0 means f of x when x equal to 0. Here it holds 0 plus 1, that is 1. Let's find the left hand limit and right hand limit. LHL limit extending to 0 minus f of x. That is limit extending to 0 minus means less than 0. Whenever x is less than 0, function is sin x by x. By well-known standard theorem of PUC first year, by Sandwich theorem, in fact it is we know that limit of sin theta by theta always equal to 1. So now it is 1 by standard theorem. We also find the right hand limit RHL, that is limit extending to 0 plus f of x. That is limit extending to 0. 0 plus means more than 0. When x is more than 0, function is x plus 1. Replace x by 0. What it becomes? 0 plus 1, that is 1. LHL 1, RHL 1, and even f of 0 also 1. So function is continuous at x equal to 1. Since left hand limit equal to right hand limit equal to f of 0, all of these are equal to 1. So what we can assert is that the function is continuous. Therefore, fx is continuous at x equal to 0. That means this function do not have any point of discontinuity, as good as the number of discontinuity points for this function is 0, because for x less than 0 continuous, for x greater than 0 continuous, at x equal to 0 also continuous, hence number of discontinuity points are 0 here. Therefore, fx has no point of discontinuity. So like this, any other kind of problems, you try to manage yourself by putting the right kind of efforts. Before that, observing correctly function and correctly finding LHL, RHL, and deciding what are the possible points of continuity or discontinuity for that particular problem. One note right before we go to next last concept, differentiability. Already you might be knowing very well in topic relations and functions about composition of two or more functions. So here we deal such composite functions to discuss continuity of a given function. You write a remark, it's actually theorem, but proof is beyond the scope. What this theorem says, what this note says that if f of x, g of x are continuous functions, then f o z of x and z o f of x means f composition z as well as z composition f. These functions are also continuous functions. It's a theorem, but proof beyond the scope of syllabus. So add in the form of a remark. This remark says that two continuous functions composition is again a continuous function. You write if fx and gx or fx comma gx are continuous functions, if fx comma gx are continuous functions, then f o z of x comma z o f of x, that is, what's the meaning of f o z of x? Means f composition g of f means it is f of g of x comma g of f of x are also continuous. Simple. The concept is that composition of two or more continuous functions is again a continuous function. That's the meaning of this remark. Keep in mind, composition of two or more continuous functions. Obviously, here both fx, gx, they should be continuous. If one of them is discontinuous, then composition also discontinuous function. But to be continuous, both f of x, g of x must be themselves continuous functions. So let's illustrate this concept by 2 or 3 suitable examples. You write an example. Show that the function cos of x square is continuous for every x belong to real numbers. You observe the function, it's a composite function because there is a mixture of trigonometrical function as well as algebraic function. So we shall treat one function f of x, another function g of x, and both of them are continuous. So their composition is also definitely continuous. So write solution. You can take anything f of x, anything g of x. However, both FOZ, ZOF are continuous functions. So let you can take f of x equal to x square, g of x equal to cos x. And let h of x equal to GOF of x. Now, what is fx? Continuous, because it is an algebraic polynomial. What is gx? Cos x, continuous, because already we know that sin x, cos x, tan x, cot x, sec x, cosec x, they are all continuous in their well-defined domains. Hence, here both fx and gx are continuous. Since fx, gx are continuous, so now h of x, what is h of x? GOF of x means g of f of x. G of, what is f of x? X square. It is g of x square. But what is g function? Cos x. What will become cos of x square? It is also continuous, which is also continuous. By simple logic, whenever fx and gx are continuous, their composition also continuous. It may be similarly sin of x square, cos of x cube, etc. But the method remains unchanged. One more example we discuss under this type. Another example. Show that the function modulus of sin x is continuous. Solution. Let us take h of x equal to mod of sin x. let us take f of x equal to sin x and g of x equal to mod x. Next, since fx and gx are continuous, we already know that sin x is continuous for all the values of x, mod x is continuous for all the values of x, hence now their composition is also continuous. Now consider h of x equal to GOF of x. That is z of fx. G of what is fx? Sin x. What is the modulus of a quantity? Now g of sin x becomes modulus of sin x. And that means actually modulus of sin x is composition of two functions. That's why it is also continuous, because both fx and gx are continuous. Therefore h of x is also continuous. You keep the fact in mind that the composition of two or more continuous functions is once again a continuous function. Keep this in mind very well. Now we move on to the next concept. It is perhaps an last concept which is noted as name differentiability of a function. So let's discuss now another very good concept, differentiability of a function. It's also called as another word, derivability or differentiability of a function. Heading the right, differentiability. Differentiability of a function. As good as function is able to say differentiable. That's the meaning of differentiability of a function. See here. Now, if a function y equal to f of x said to be differentiable, what earlier we have seen? Continuity. Now it is differentiability. A function y equal to f of x said to be differentiable at point x equal to a if dy by dx, that is f dash of x at x equal to a exists. So now dy by dx or f dash of x at x equal to a exists means calculate f dash of x by known methods, maybe product rule, sum rule, quotient rule, composite function rule, parametric function rule, logarithmic rule, whichever holds. First calculate f dash x. In the f dash x replace x by a, simplify. If it belongs to set of real numbers, I mean f dash a belong to set of real numbers, what we can say is that f dash a exist. Exist means value is known, real number. F dash a exist means we can say that function is able to differentiate, and function is able to differentiate in running manner. We can say that a function is differentiable. So a function is said to be differentiable at point x equal to a if f dash of a exists. And if our function f of x defined by single expression means not imposing condition with less than, greater than of earlier concept, it's not complicated. Easily we can find f dash x. Let's find f dash x, then we shall replace x by a, and if it become real number, we can say that f dash x is, fx is differentiable. However, if a function defined by two or more values, something like f1x, f2x, f1x, if x less than or equal to a, f2x, if x greater than a, but in such cases of function arrangement, this direct differentiation method will not be suitable one. In such cases, like in the earlier case, we need to find a left-hand derivative as well as right-hand derivative. Left-hand derivative means derivative when x less than a values are allowed. Right-hand derivative means derivative when x greater than a values are allowed. And if left-hand derivative, right-hand derivative coincide, means if they become equal, then we say that this function is differentiable at point x equal to a. You write all these points like this. Definition. A function y equal to f of x said to be differentiable also called by the name derivable, differentiable or derivable. Any word can be taken in mind at the point x equal to a, if dy by dx at x equal to a, that is f dash x at x equal to a, that is means, another meaning is that f dash of a exists. F dash of a exists means f dash of a fixed real number, that is f dash of a is fixed real number as good as f dash of a belong to real number set, that is f dash of a belongs to set of all real numbers R. Then we say that function is differentiable at point x equal to a. You can test at point x equal to b, at point x equal to c, at point x equal to d, at all the given points you can test, provided at given point f dash value must become fixed real number. Similarly, we can extend the concept from point to interval. A function is said to be differentiable on the interval a comma b, meaning is that f dash of x exists at x equal to a, at x equal to b, as well as in between a and b, whatever points will come, for all those points including a, including b, and in between a and b, if f dash of x become real number, then we say that function is differentiable on the interval a b. Now keep in mind, function is said to be differentiable on interval a b, meaning is that f dash x exists for all x belong to interval a. Alright, next. A function y equal to f of x said to be differentiable. A function y equal to f of x is said to be differentiable on the interval ab. On the means not actually above the interval. On the means for all the values of x on that interval. on the interval AB if f dash of x exists. Keep in mind, in mathematics, word exist stand for value is fixed real number. This you keep in mind throughout in your life. F exist means value is fixed known real number. If f dash of x exists for every x belong to the interval a comma b. That's a definition of differentiability on a closed interval a comma b. As a simple example, you can observe, suppose fx is equal to x square plus 1. Let's find f dash x. What is f dash x? 2x. Let's calculate f dash 0. What is f dash 0? 0. Calculate f dash 1, 2. Calculate f dash 2, 4. Calculate f dash minus 1, minus 2, etc. What you can observe? 0, real number 2, real number 4, real number minus real number. Hence, this function is differentiable for all the values of x. It is differentiable for every x belong to real number because there exists real value for each f dash of x. But if you are given a function like something like x square plus 1 divided by x plus 1, this function differentiable for all the values of x except at x equal to minus 1, because when you calculate f dash x, you need to apply quotient rule. By quotient rule, what we will get? X plus 1 whole square. Because of there is a presence of x plus 1 in denominator, that makes undefined for x equal to minus 1. Obviously, this function differentiable for all the values of x except x equal to minus 1, whereas x square plus 1 differentiable for every value of x. However, if our function defined by 2 or more values, in that case this method will not be feasible. We have to work out left hand derivative as well as right hand derivative. Now continue the next concept. So observe here, already we know that definition of f dash x. We know that f dash of x from our earlier class defined by limit h tending to 0, f of x plus h. I mean f dash a you can take. F dash a defined as limit h tending to 0, f of a plus h minus f of a divided by h. This is derivative of function by first principles, in particular at point x equal to a. Now this formula can be transferred to another convenient manner like this. Let us take for instance x equal to a plus h. On setting x equal to a plus h or h equal to x minus a, so now above formula becomes as f dash of a equal to limit. Now h value is 0. When h value is 0, x equal to a means what it becomes? Limit extending to a. Limit extending to a, f of what is a plus h? X minus f of a divided by h. What is h? X minus a. These two are same at one end. This is a particular case taking x as a plus h. So this is derivative at specific point a. Same thing can be transferred to this format. So this we use for the further coming concept as another format of definition of differentiability. A function is said to be differentiable at point x equal to a if this limit exists. Right? Definition means another way of defining the differentiability of function. Right? A function a function y equal to f of x said to be differentiable, said to be differentiable means derivative exists at x equal to a if f dash of a equal to limit extending to a f of x minus f of a divided by x minus a exists. It's a very convenient formula for the differentiability of function rather than earlier one. So if a right hand side limit exists for x tending to a, we will say that f dash of a also exists. Suppose if function defined by two or more values, we have to estimate the right hand derivative as well as right hand and left hand derivative. And for the case of differentiability, left hand derivative must be equal to right hand derivative and may equal to f of a, may not equal to f of a, that's not concerned, but that is concerned only for continuity, not for differentiability. Next slide. For the function f of x defined by, for the function f of x defined by f of x equal to, say, first value f1x, second value f2x, f1x, f2x in their well defined intervals. Say first one something like if x less than or equal to a, f2x if x greater than a, then we require to find, then we require to find the left-handed derivative LHD. This is short form. Long form is left-hand derivative and right-handed derivative, which are defined by, given by, which are means left-hand derivative as well as right-hand derivative, which are defined by. LHD equals, you keep in mind its long form is left hand derivative. Left means slightly less than, right hand means slightly greater than. So this is the limit extending to a minus f of x minus f of a divided by x minus a. That means to estimate left-hand derivative, refer x less than a in the function. To estimate right-hand derivative, refer x greater than a in the function. It's a very simple logic. Next, right-hand derivative RHD equal to limit extending to a plus. Formula format same, but for left hand derivative refer x less than a condition, for right hand derivative refer x greater than a condition, that's all. But you have to observe where x less than a holds, where x greater than, that is your ability. You must correctly recognize in the problem where we have x less than a, where we have x greater than a. F of x minus f of a divided by x minus a. You can write for your intimation sake here refer x less than a means refer the function for x less than a, and here refer the function for x greater than a. Here refer the function for x greater than a. And furthermore, if left hand derivative equal to right hand derivative, then only function can be differentiable at point x equal to a. Next slide. Further, if LHD equal to RHD, be attentive here, you may be under confusion. It's not left hand limit, right hand limit. It is left hand derivative, right hand derivative. If it were LHL, RHL, then should be compulsorily equal to f of a. But here equal to f of a, not equal to f of a does not matter. Further, if LHD equal to RHD, then fx is differentiable at x equal to e. Next, and if LHD not equal to RHD, then fx is not differentiable at x equal to e. And one important point you keep in mind, in case of continuity, LHL must be equal to RHL must be equal to f of a, but for differentiability, LHD equal to RHD may be equal to f of a, may not be equal to f of a, that does not count in differentiability, but whereas it counts in continuity. You write one important point, one important note. For differentiability, f of a, for differentiability f of a not to be counted. Not to be counted. Not to be counted means not taken into account seriously. It may equal to or may not be equal, but it is counted in case of continuity. So keep in mind, for differentiability, f of a is regardless. Means it may equal, may not equal to LHD, RHD. However, for continuity, LHL must be equal to RHL, must be equal to f of a. Whereas for differentiability, LHD must be equal to RHD, may be equal to f of a, may not be equal to f of a, that's not at all counted here. So let's have problems on this concept. Before that we have one theorem. Upcoming theorem says that every differentiable function is continuous, but converse may or may not true. Means a function is differentiable, 100% continuous. A function is continuous, may become differentiable, may not become differentiable. That we shall see in the next class. Thank you.